Hey everybody, Fred Bernardo, the Smoking Guitar Player from Fred's Music and Barbecue. That's Fred's Music and BBQ.com. We're here right in the store in beautiful downtown Shillington, Pennsylvania. And guess who I got here today? I got myself Mad Max Beyond Egg Dome. That's right, Mad Max Beyond Egg Dome. Max Rosen, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great, Fred. How are you?
All right, good to see you, man. You know what? What are you going to cook today?
I'm going to do a Mad Max turkey here for you, Fred. So what we're going to do with this turkey is, you got your turkey here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to stuff it with some aromatics. And we're going to take an onion and cut it in half. And we got a half a lemon, and we're just going to quarter it. And we got an apple that we're going to quarter. And we got some fresh herbs. In this case, we got some thyme, and we got some rosemary, and we got some sage. And we're going to take the apple, we're going to take 2 3/4 of the apple just in the roasting pan.
Hold on, just 1 second.
And we're going to stuff the other 2/4 of the apple up in the cavity of the bird, along with the 2/4 of lemon. And our onion, we're just going to jam all that stuff up in the cavity. And we're going to take some of our fresh herb. Just plug all that stuff right up there in the cavity. And then we're going to take 2 sticks of softened butter that we just had sitting out for the better part of the day. And today we're using some of Fred's traditional turkey rub, and this is really nice. This is made with some fresh herbs and seasoning. Now, the main trick to getting really moist turkey breast, and I learned this about 20 years ago from somebody, and we're not going to do this for the full 20 minutes or half an hour here, but the one thing you want to do before you put this paste on, before it goes in the oven or in the cooker, is for 20 minutes to half an hour before you do that final step, 2 steps, is you take a bag of ice cubes and you just set it right on top of the turkey breast for about 20 minutes to a half an hour. And just let it set just like that. And just leave it. And what that does is that lowers the temperatures of the turkey breast compared to the temperatures of the thighs sufficiently so that while that turkey roasts for 3 or 4 hours or 5 hours, or however long it's going to take to roast, that those turkey breasts will finish sufficiently lower temps than the turkey thigh meat. And that way that turkey breast will come out really nice and moist when your turkey's done. And your turkey breast will be, or your turkey thighs will be finished at about 180 degrees, while your turkey breast meat will be finished at 160 degrees. And that's how you keep your turkey breast from getting all dried out while your turkey thighs are finishing up and they're not all red and bloody at the end of your roasting period. It's a really simple technique. Trust me, it works. Okay? It's just that simple. That works whether you're doing it in an outdoor cooker or whether you're doing it in your oven at home. It just works great. Okay? Now on this one, for sake of time, we're not going to let it sit for the full 20 minutes or half an hour. We'll get it out in the cooker and we'll keep it from standing there. But that's all you do. Just a bag full of ice cubes. I don't remember where I read it. I didn't make it up. But I used to try everything. I used to try the upside down turkeys. I used to try paper bags. Once upon a time, somebody taught me about using an old terry cloth towel across the breast and then throwing it away when you were done basting through a terry cloth towel. I mean, all kinds of tricks. I've been doing this now for at least 20 years. It works. It works perfectly every time. So the ice cube bag. If you do nothing else, remember the ice bag. So after 20 minutes to half an hour under the ice bag, you take your butter paste and then just smear that all over the bird. And this doesn't have to be neat because as soon as it goes into the cooker, it's going to start melting all over anyway. And you just break it up and crumble it all over. And it's hard to sell with these gloves on. So trust me, my hands are clean. We're going to dispense with the gloves for a minute.
Yeah, there you go. Those are the gloves. There you go.
You just liberally smear this all over the bird.
Is that the consistency you want the butter? Or you want it a little bit?
It can be a little softer. You know, it all works. If you have it already melted, that works too. You just kind of dribble it, you know, kind of lump it all over it. Because like I said, as soon as it goes in, it's just going to dribble and melt all over it anyway. And then you're going to use this to baste it anyhow. And then the last thing we do is we take about a half a bottle of white wine. It can be any good table wine. It doesn't really matter. Chardonnay, this is a Chablis. It really doesn't matter. About a half a bottle of wine. Save the other half a bottle for making gravy later. Okay. If you don't like wine at all, you can certainly use apple cider or apple juice. And you just pour it all over, some in the cavity. Just let it go down into the pan because again, you're going to use this to baste with once the wine mixes with the butter, mixes with the juices from the turkey, and then you're going to baste with that all day long. After about the first hour in the cooker, this is going to become your basting liquid. You're going to baste with this, and then this is also going to be adding and going to turn into your drippings for your gravy later on. It's going to mix in with your broth. It's going to mix in with your roux when we go to make gravy later in the day. So that's it. That's how you prep a turkey. And then this is going to go into your cooker, indirect, at about 325 to 350 degrees. And that's going to roast at about 12, 15 minutes per pound until it's done. And then when it's done, and gee, this is just like one of those neat cooking shows on TV. Because voila, you go put that in your cooker.
Now, if you put it in the oven, like you said, would you cover it with foil?
No, not to start with. You can certainly, once it's cooking, and if it starts to brown too quickly, then yeah, then you can tent it to control how fast it's brown. Absolutely. Okay, and whether you're doing it in the oven or doing it outdoors in the cooker, if you see it starting to brown, because with the basting and with the butter, sometimes it does start to brown quickly, and you do want to tent it to control how fast it's browning. And you can definitely put a piece of aluminum foil over it.
But in the big green egg, you're going to cook it slower than the
No. See, I'm roasting at the same temps I would do in my oven.
Oh, you are?
That's the whole point. Is this is a pretty traditional roasting. So it's roasting at just about the same temps as it would in my oven. Again, I'm figuring about 12 to 15 minutes per pound, just like I do in the oven.
How often are you opening the egg to kind of peek at it?
After about the first hour, it's not that I'm peeking at it, but I am basting it. So about every 20 minutes to a half an hour, I'm opening up and I'm basting. So here's the one we did this morning.
Hey folks, Fred Bernardo here. You know, we were having so much fun filming that Mad Max turkey video that we forgot to show you how to set up the grill. So I'm going to show you right now. Here we go. Don't blink. It's going to be over quick. Here we go. Here we got our large, big green egg. We got, first thing you do, you got your fire lit down there and you got your temperature stabilized. You put in your plate set or legs up. Give it a little offset. Now the next thing we do is we put them 3 little feet in there. You know, those ceramic feet you got with your grill. I hope you got them. I hope that dealer didn't snarf them. Forget to give them to you. If you need them, you know where to get them. Now, next thing we got, this is to create an insulating space so our drippings don't fry because of the heat of that plate setter direct. And this is our deluxe extra large drip pan. We want to get that set up in here like this here. There you go. Now, next thing we're going to do, we got our extra nice, extra big deluxe V-rack. Okay? Now, it's important that this sits low like this because otherwise your turkey might get stabbed by that there thermometer. We don't want that to happen, so that's why we're setting everything down inside the grill. Okay, and last but not least, the star of the show, the turkey. Okay, well, it's actually a chicken this time, but we didn't have a rubber turkey. Now, you don't want the legs hanging out here, so you know, tuck them in, and you don't want them hanging out. So tuck that in, and that's how you set up your grill. You close the lid, you stabilize your temperature, get it up there at 350 according to Max's instructions, and you're gonna have an amazing turkey. Okay, let's get back to Mad Max. Here we go.